What's going on, Juneteenth family?
I have to take the lead because if I don't now, when will I do it?
These are all dance groups mixes from since 90.
And risks are important. Risk creates results.
Make sure that you surround yourself with not only the word, but with positivity.
Foremost for having me on for lunch and learn.
We start off by wearing all of the hats. Pun intended right there with the hats.
But we start special needs children and civilians.
I have over 30 years plus experience as a quality professional.
We basically reconstructed what we took part in deconstruct, all of street maintenance. That's how we came up with street maintenance.
I almost had to deal with MCA Records at the age of 19.
Wait a
I also partner with other daycares. We're not in a competition yet. We're not in a competition.
Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. We are at the 22nd day of August, and we are really excited to have you on and joining with us on today. For those in New York, I know y'all are getting ready for Labor Day in a couple of weeks. For those who are in Georgia, we have been in school for the last 3 weeks, so we are excited. Whoop, whoop. I'm definitely excited to have my children back in school. Yay! So I can get some work done. So hello again, everyone. My name is Athenia Rodney, CEO and founder of Juneteenth NYC and of Emoji Events. I am coming to you today to talk a little bit about my other hat that I have, which is as a coach for AR business expansion. And how I kind of got into that is really through my time and my experience with Juneteenth. So we're going to jump right in. We can bring up the slides and I can tell you a little bit more about why I got into this. So the title today is Unlocking Efficiency. One of the things that we are constantly working on is how to be more efficient in our business, how to multiply ourselves. People always say to me, Athenia, you seem like it's like 1,000 of you. And I'm like, no, I utilize my knowledge and my information, and I have created systems that have made me more efficient. So we're going to talk a little bit about what the systems are, give you a little bit behind the scenes, some information about me and what we kind of do, and talk about how to balance your life a little bit more so that you can simplify it, so you can be a better entrepreneur for yourself, for your family, and for your health. Because overall, if we don't have our health, we don't have life. And so next slide, please. So for those who are not aware or do not know me very well, I started my event planning business, Umoja Events. Umoja is Swahili for the word unity. And I started that a little bit over 18 years ago. And that happened because I love to plan events. I love to put things together. And I quickly found myself scaling up in that space. I was utilizing my friends. I was utilizing my family members, my brothers, my kids, my husband, anybody I can give my hands on. Hey, you available this weekend? Come on, come help me. And not for nothing. That is how a lot of our businesses are really and truly born, right? We start with the people who we know, who we trust, who will be around us to help us out. And that quickly kind of turned into this massive thing. I became an MWBE person, so which means I was getting corporate contracts from the city, and I could not do it all by myself. There were systems that needed to be put in place because I was getting pulled. I'm on a job and I'm working the event, and people are calling me. They're asking me to do to send them an invoice, or they need to get this information right away, or they're going to go with another person. And I'm here like in the middle of another event trying to create an invoice on my phone. Thank God for these smartphones. I'll tell you that for sure. But there's only but so much you can really max out with that. Then fast forward to a couple of years later, I ended up starting Juneteenth. It became a national holiday in 2021, and things blew out the water. The request from other organizations and other cities who were like, how are you doing this? Or what have you been doing? How are you getting sponsors? How are you getting your vendors? How? And I knew quickly that I needed to find a way to systemize what I was doing. And so we did. So next slide, please. During that time, we were collaborating and we were working with over 800 vendors. So each year, we've been doing this for 15 years, running our Juneteenth event. And each year we have about 100 vendors that would be a part of it. And they too would be talking about, oh, I can't do this, or this is too much because I have to, I don't have multiple people. I don't have staff. I don't have. And I'm like, this is not sustainable. Like, this is not what I know I signed up for. Definitely, if you are in the room, I want to hear from you. When you thought to yourself about being an entrepreneur, what would you say were some of the things that you heard from other people that entrepreneurship was cool or entrepreneurship was all about? And while I hope you drop some of those responses in, I will share some of mine. For me, I saw or I heard that entrepreneurship was you got to make your own time. I heard that entrepreneurship was more flexible. I heard that entrepreneurship allowed me to choose my own customers. And then I became an entrepreneur. And guess what? None of those things for me were true. So I do want to see if anybody else share anything, and it's fine. You can put it in the chat afterwards. But those things were definitely not true. It wasn't something that people were upright about, right? Because yes, I'm an entrepreneur, but my time is more flexible. I will say that. So like I can choose to an extent. So like when I was in my business all the time, it was not flexible because whenever a customer needed something, I needed to be there. If a customer needed a balloon arch on the first day of school that my kids had, and at 7 o'clock in the morning, I had to go set up the balloon order and try to figure out a way for my kids to get to school and not be present for my kids at school. That was not okay for me. I knew I couldn't really put my kids into activities on a weekend because every Saturday I was at somebody else's event. I was at somebody's birthday party, baby shower, wedding, or I was preparing for it. And so I couldn't put my kids into activities. That's not what I signed up for when we talked about entrepreneurship. So we're going to talk a little bit about some of, again, the tools and the ways in which most people might be able to utilize. So I show these pictures here because these are some things that we were able to accomplish over the years, right? Our Juneteenth festival that garners over 15,000 people each year, our Black King celebration, who has well over 200 attendees, 28 African-American men that we have to reach out to, get contact information, sell tickets to, doing balloon orders with schools, right? Getting an order from a school, processing it, submitting all of the paperwork that needs to go through the process for that. Like all of that it's a system. Like it's the same thing over and over again. Every school has the same kind of process. Every year we've been doing Juneteenth, there's the same type of process. So what do? We create what's called a standard operations and procedures, which means that there is a standard way that everything operates and is done. And I can move myself from out of the way and I can ask anybody to jump in to that space and just follow those simple directions to do the same job. Next slide, please. So as I was sharing, statistics is a very big part of this, right? You start a business and like I said, people are struggling. 84% of business owners are working over 40 hours per week. And that's after they've done their 40-hour 9-to-5 job. Most times they're working an additional 40 hours. So they're working 80 hours per week just to to break even sometimes. And that can be very overwhelming. That can be stressful, trying to manage multiple schedules, not just your own family schedules, business schedules. 25% of entrepreneurs felt moderately burned out, while 3% felt strongly burnt out. That's real. Like, I remember going on vacations with my kids, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, hold up, I gotta send a message. Somebody just called, hey, Athenia Rodney, Emoji Events, how can I help you? And I'm like, oh yeah, can I get a egg roll and yeah, oh, can I get these tickets for Walt Disney? Like, it's too much. You're doing too much. And my husband would tell me all the time, babe, you're doing way too much. And you're right. I thought that's what you had to do to be an entrepreneur, but that's not. 43% of business owners say that they always, that always being on a job is their biggest challenge in entrepreneurship, feeling like they always have to be accessible. They always have to be the one to answer the phone. And if you think about it, if you think about your boss, right? If you work a 9 to 5, what does your boss do? Is your boss always accessible? Is your boss's boss, like the top person at your company, your CEO at any particular company, are you able to get access to them immediately? Most times your answer is going to be no. There's a chain of command of which people go through in order to get to you. So they don't make themselves accessible all the time, but they put things in place so that someone is accessible to answer the questions that need to be answered during that time frame. And a lot of people are like, but I don't have the money. I'm still starting out. I'm going to show you how you can have the money to do these very things that we say we don't have the money to do, and that you're already spending. 33% of small business owners work at least 50 hours per week. An additional 25% of entrepreneurs log more than 60 hours per week. Only 57% of small business owners take vacations. And I don't know about you, but I'm not working 80 hours a week to never take a vacation. Like, that does not work for me. Next slide, please. So what does this all bring? When we are talking about all of this work, no play, it garners itself to what I consider to be high levels of stress. So you are often characterized by having long hours, constant stress moments. You're not finding yourself have time to exercise. So there's a loss of work-life balance. Your work-life balance is completely off. You're always working and your life is not happening, right? Decrease quality of life. Having, like I said, my kids, I'm always on the computer. I'm always working. The kids are like excited. They come home. Well, mommy, let me tell you what happened. This, and this. I'm like, yeah. Hold on 1 second. Let me just send this message. Again, not the best way to be. And mental exhaustion. Seeing yourself like late at night, just passed out, like you on the computer. I don't know how many times I fell asleep while I'm on my computer, and my husband's had to like take my computer, take everything off the bed, and just like put the covers over me. And that's a real thing. That is not okay. That's not what entrepreneurship is. That's not what it has to be. There are ways to go around that. Impact on your health. I was gaining weight. I was almost 220 pounds. I have recently been on a weight loss journey. But I wasn't prioritizing that. I was like, oh, I don't have time. I don't have time for 30 minutes for myself, because I need to make sure that I am in my business all the time. My mental health, scheduling time to speak to my therapist. I was like, oh girl, like, can we, like, you got something at 8:00 at night or something on the weekend? And she's like, nah, the mornings. And I'm like, okay, I got to adjust my time. Sleep deprivation. Not getting bags under my eyes. Like I said, every time I get a chance to sit still for 2 seconds, I might be on a bus or something. I'm in a corner taking a little snooze, because that's the only time that I'm getting a minute to sleep. Outside waiting for the kids to come home from school in the car, and I'm taking a little nap. That's not quality of life. Impact on your relationships, strained relationships, communication breakdowns, because you're always like just trying to text people information, not picking up the phone and be like, hey girl, what's going on with you? Like, how was life? Being able to be a friend. We say social media, but social media, the key word with social media is being social. You have to be in a space where you're able to socialize with others in that space. And a lot of times people are just throwing information out. Oh, this is what I'm doing. Oh, this is what I did. Oh, happy birthday here mindlessly, or not even a happy birthday, HBD. I absolutely can't stand that. When people put an HBD, I'm like, dang, you didn't even have enough time to be like, happy birthday to me. So just think about that. If you are feeling that way on your end, just imagine how other people are feeling on theirs. And then lastly, long-term consequences, chronic stress, which means it starts. And for me, that was starting to happen too. My blood pressure was high. And I was like, I don't even understand why my blood pressure is high. I'm thinking I'm eating healthy. I'm eating vegetables. I'm eating fruits and I'm having smoothies. And I'm like, I don't know what else to do. I'm sitting in career burnout. I'm like, I'm so overwhelmed that my mind is not even allowing me to think about the next step. I might be like, oh yeah, I want to sign up for these grants. And guess what? The grants are asking me about long-term results. What are my plans for my 5-year? What are my plans for my 10-year? But I'm so overworked in my today, in my right now, that I can't even think about 5, 10, or 15 years ahead of line. And if you can't think about 5, 10, 15 years down the line, you can't set goals in your business, then guess what? You will continue to be on a rat race, on that cycle that will not go anywhere because you don't have anything to look forward to. And then lastly, alienation for loved ones. And I'm very big on this one too. I love to be around family. When it's family time, it's family time. Thanksgiving, Christmas, holidays, birthdays. I'm like, let's get together. Let's have some food. Let's party. Let's take lots of pictures. Let's create moments because that's all we have to live off of. At the end of the day, when tomorrow comes, the people who you did a job for, they're not going to remember you. They're not going to remember you. But your family, they're going to remember your loss. They're going to remember you not being there. Your customers they might, because they're like, dang, they used to give me the good hookup. And now they're not here. Like, so now what I'm going to do? But that's not the end all be all. So don't make yourself prioritize where your priorities need to land. Next slide, please. So with all of that said, I hope I've helped you to kind of understand a little bit about reminiscing about some of the things that have been issues in our life. Now I want to talk to you a little bit about my platform, my site, and what I have been able to do. And now that's something that we are offering to other business owners like yourself. And I always say everyone is a business. We are all, as personas, we are all businesses. Whether we have that in our mind or not, God put us on this earth for a purpose. And it is really just about us finding what that purpose is and operating in it. So one of the biggest things to help, like I said earlier, you to have less stress, to have better health, more time to yourself, is automation and delegation. And what does that look like? It might look like efficiency in your productivity. So that might be creating automation streamlines, delegating tasks that are mundane or tasks that you don't want to do. When I coach people, the first thing I ask them is, what do you want to do? And what don't you want to do that's on your to-do list? And a lot of people have, certain things. They'll say, oh, I hate making phone calls, or I hate doing my finances and managing the budgets, or I hate doing designs, or, think about what is it that you love to do, and let's figure out how you're just doing that. And you can get somebody else, you can delegate to someone else to do all of the other things so that you can maintain doing the things you love. Focus on core activities, maximize strategic focus, like I just shared, enhance creativity and innovation. When you are able to have more time to yourself, one of the things during this weight loss journey that I was participating in, they said to take 5 minutes every day to just sit still. You can play some jazz music, something with no words, and just be one with yourself. You can take that time to pray. And it's funny because I used to see my grandfather growing up. He used to spend an hour and a half, sometimes maybe 2 hours in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, just praying. And that's what set his intentions for the day. I'm not saying to do that 2 hours, but 5 minutes, you can spare 5 minutes, even if it's the time that you go to the bathroom. And this is one of the tricks I used to do. I would drink, as soon as I wake up, I would drink at least 20 ounces of water, at least a cup of water, 18 to 16 to 20 ounces of water. That's like one of those full bottles, right? So, and then I would sit down on my computer and I would start doing stuff. I would have to go to the bathroom like pretty regularly, right? If I'm doing that every hour, every time I go to the bathroom to go relieve myself, that's the time that I'm sitting in and I'm praying. Hey, God, just checking in. Lord, as help me to focus, help me to stay, keep going in the direction that you need me to go. Lord, bring the right people into my circle. Help me to organize myself. Like all of those things are things that help me to just sit still. And during that time, guess what? I would get downloads. I was like, oh, this is great. Let me go get to my calendar. Let me put this stuff on the calendar. Let me go. And I'm like, and it helped to focus me. Sociability, time management, using a schedule. Like time management is so important. And people are like, and I say, schedule out everything. Like schedule out when you're going to eat, when your break's going to be, schedule out your meetings, and then schedule out your non-meetings. When you don't have a meeting, schedule those times. Because when you see empty spaces on your calendar, you know what you do? Oh, I got time to just do whatever. Oh, especially if you work from home. Oh, I got time to go cook. Oh, I got time to go do the laundry or clean up or vacuum. And it's like, no, you didn't have time. And then at the end of the day, you're like, dag, I don't feel like I got anything accomplished. And that is because you didn't schedule out your time. I do what's called blocking my time. Which is where I will do a 60 or 90-minute time frame where I'm just focusing on that one thing. I will turn off all of my notifications, my phone, my emails, my WhatsApp, my Facebook, Instagram, all of that. So I'm not getting all of the pings. Because what happens is every time you get a ping, your mind is like, oh, you got to check that. You got to look and see what's going on. And no, this should be a time where you are working on income producing opportunities. What does that look like? What is going to what is going to jolt some money to come into your business? It might be making phone calls. It might be sending out some emails. It might be doing research to find companies that might be in alignment with you that you could have, try to figure out good relationships with. Like, manage your time. And again, not to be as accessible. People need to set up time with you. Send them a calendar link so that they can set up time to put on your schedule. Scalability. How are you able to, again, replicate yourself? If you are the one that has to take all of the phone calls, if you have to go be a part of all of the touch points, what that does is it lessens the amount. You're only one person and you only have 24 hours in a day like everybody else. So how can you have multiple being available to do that? Or how do you have a system in place that does it automatically? What are the same questions that you ask all of the time when you're speaking to somebody? Hey, what's your name? What's your email? What's your phone number? Where's your event? What are your colors? Like all of those things are the same questions that I ask every single customer. So why not put that in a form so that you have that information off the very beginning and you can start the process from there. Thinking is about bringing employee and team members in. And what I always share with people is there are so many different opportunities that are available to us. There are internships, there are virtual assistants that you can work with. And trust me, I love them all and I've utilized them all. One, because I love to give back into the community, and two, because I love to learn about different cultures outside of myself. And then lastly, cost savings. I'm always trying to figure out, how can I find the best cost? How do I go here? So like an email database, I have over 35,000 emails in my database. That's costly, expensive. Every time I have to send an email out to people, what platforms are going to work best for me? And I had to create, because these are all challenges and things that I knew that other people were also going through similar challenges and they needed something to help them to systemize this process. Next slide, please. So solutions. This platform that we created is called AR Business Expansion. And because it helps businesses to expand. We've worked with large corporations, some companies that you would think like, what? Like they don't have a system in place. And I'm not going to out them because that's proprietary information. But it is something that it to be aware of. So don't think that everybody has it all together. You know, there are a lot of people who are reinventing the wheel, and especially after COVID, a lot of people are in a place where we're trying to understand a little bit more about how to cut costs and still utilize the people who we do have, who have the talent, who want to be at the job that they're in, to be in that space better. So how do we save time? Our platform helps you save time, reduce costs, streamline operations, and everything is in one centralized location. My biggest pet peeve is like I have to have a whole a Trello board with all of my passwords for all of the different platforms that I'm on, because I'm on a bunch. And we're going to talk about that right now. Next slide, please. So this platform helps you to have everything at your fingertips. Workflow integration. So to be able to be all of the things, like when you call some of these Fortune 500 companies, that they are able to do, right? You call Verizon and you'll get automated to this person, or you go online and the help desk online where they're like, how can I help you? It automatically comes up as a chat feature. A lot of people are like, oh my gosh, they must be making a whole lot of money because I don't know how to do stuff like that. We will work with you to do a sample workflow. What is the process that you want your customers to go through from each touch point in which they connect with you at? It might be a touch point from social media. Are they messaging you on Instagram? Are they messaging you on LinkedIn? Are they messaging you on Facebook? How, just being able to remember or to have all of those dings going off. You don't get any work done because you're just spending your day just looking at all of the different things or trying to figure out which one you didn't check or which one to remember. It becomes a lot. Like, that's a lot. And that's not even working in your business, and it's not working on your business. That's just maintaining your business. So this platform will help you to create workflows to maintain your business in an efficient way. Next slide, please. So I talked about earlier, helping you to focus on what matters, right? Helping you to save time. Family is very important to me. And so helping me to not be this person on the right where I am driving, doing calls, having meetings, talking to my kids, dropping them off at basketball, picking the other one up from cheerleading, and not be present. How is that being a mom? How is that being a dad? How is that being an individual person in this world that is giving something to this world other than just my business? Instead, the other side, there's dedicated time to work on your business and to work in your business. There's dedicated time so that the clock is not burning in the background because you're racing against the time. You're not stressed out because you got a contract due when you don't even have time. I got to stay up to 3-4 o'clock in the morning. Trust me, I've been there for all of that. Staying up to 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, not getting any sleep at all, just going 48, 72 hours straight, trying to do all of the things that I need to get done in a time frame. It is not sustainable and it is not healthy. Next slide, please. So how do you keep more of your hard-earned money in your hands? One of the biggest thing, like I was just sharing, is a lot of these platforms you already use. Like most of you are using like a Survey Monkey or some platform where you're sending out email messages to other people. Some of you are using platforms like Wix and GoDaddy to be your website builder. Some of you are also using programs that help you with like creating funnels or SMS marketing. And for those who don't know, that's the text message marketing. And not for nothing, text message marketing right now is the number one way to communicate with your customers over email and right under conversations, right? Because a lot of people are also very busy and they don't have the time. You also have call tracking. So when somebody called, when somebody responded, so that you know that being able to do surveys, to do forms, to take information, get information, collect data, like that is, people don't understand how important data is, because when you try to go to a bank and you're asking them for money, or if you are a nonprofit or businesses that might be able to get sponsorship, at the end of the day, they just want to know the data. They want to know what metrics you're able to hit with your company. And if you don't have tools in place to be able to share that information, then guess what? You don't get chosen to get that money, or you don't get chosen to get that grant. And that's not okay. Like that's not sustainable either. Being able to offer courses or memberships or platforms where people can, again, see the information. I was telling you about Juneteenth, right? We do workshops, we do trainings with a lot of our vendors, and a lot of it is the same information. We're talking about how to sell, how to use social media, how to be the day of the event. You could do that in a pre-recorded session and have them watch it and go through it from there. You don't have to be in that space all the time, but that's another platform that you would have to pay for. Social media, like I said, managing multiple social media platforms. You have all of these, a lot of these companies that have come out, but they don't manage all of the platforms, like LinkedIn, like Twitter, like Instagram, like Facebook, like Google, because Google now even has their own platform as well. So how are you able to manage all of these spaces and be in all of these spaces, and WhatsApp now, without the proper things in place? Live chats, like I said, going onto a website and putting a message in and being able to get responses in a timely manner. As you can imagine, it goes up and up, and each of these platforms cost their own level of money, right? Anywhere from $29 a month to $197 a month, depending on your scalability or how much you definitely need. So if we were to put all of those platforms together into one place, you are looking at about $1,400 a month that you're spending. And I literally was doing that. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm spending money here, 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 and here. And then when I was able to put this platform together, I was able to lower my cost to well under $300 a month, and still be able to get access to all of these platforms, and still be able to, and to be more efficient than what I was just saying. Because like I said, the other part of that is I had to remember passwords for 50 different platforms. Like, who wants to do that? This is the opportunity for you not to have to work in that capacity. Next slide, please. So what does that kind of look like? Centralized location, a space, you get a dashboard, you have your own branding on your platform. You are able to see things in one space. You're also able to see how customers go from one place to the next. So you have a person who comes in, and this also, again, helps with being able to hire people. So it's like, okay, you got a bunch of people who went to the website and they put in lead capture forms. So they basic inquiries about your services or what they want. And then the next person might take it and they might make phone calls to close the door. Hey, I saw that you were interested in getting balloon order or buying T-shirts or so and so. This is where we are. Here's your information. Now you move them to the next list. The next list is about sending the merchandise out to them. Again, all of this then becomes automated. Right? It becomes automated. It becomes a process that people go through. And the other part too is everyone goes through the same process. So no one feels slighted that one person got better service than the other. We have over 450 5-star reviews on our social media, on our Google review section. And that's not by happen chance. Like maybe 20 of them may be family members, but 495. I mean, I have a lot of family, but there's no way. And my family is not the one that's spending the money that I have in order to do to get the services that I offer either. I'm going to pause right here. We're going to take a commercial. I'm going to get me some water, and then we're going to come back and talk a little bit more about the platform.
Essential, and so are you. Affordable healthcare is $0 monthly premiums and no deductible. Coverage for sick visits, tests, prescription drugs, hospital care, as well as free dental and vision coverage. Affordable healthcare is the Essential Plan. More New Yorkers than ever are now eligible for the Essential Plan. Apply today at nystateofhealth.ny.gov.
All right, so I am back. That was a little commercial. Yeah, see, with consistency, you start to get things in place where people want to be a part of it. And now we have people who are want to do commercials with us. So that is an opportunity. If that is something that you're interested in, please reach out to our team. You can go to our website, which is JuneteenthNY.com. And at the bottom where it has that chat feature, you can say, hey, I'm interested in doing putting up a commercial. And it is a lot more affordable than you might think to be able to get exposure to the couple of thousand people that we have who watch our platform and rewatch our platform every week. So you just saw some information from one of our health providers, because we, especially as we are going into September and October, we will be focusing on health wellness. We're doing an event on September 19th, but I'll talk a little bit more about that later on. But just want to make sure that you are impressed upon how important health is and what's available to you. There is insurance that is available in the New York City area, and it is being reduced in ways that are now more affordable than they have ever been before. So next, if you can go to the next slide, I'm going to share some of our testimonials. We have people from all walks of life that are talking about, we work with people who doing Pilates, marketing creatives, approved senior management, like people of all different spaces, and just talking about the different areas that have been most beneficial to them, whether it's where else can you get texting, email, phone, voice drop in one platform. I see this as a software of the future, setting your internal team and your clients up for success. Or Debbie was like, I felt completely supported as soon as I joined the platform. The technology is continuing to shift the change while getting better and better. They are providing new services and things that I love. And I'll just do one more. Christy, she was very big. It's been a complete game changer for me. We've built out a whole business around this platform, and I've been looking forward to utilizing it. Next slide, please. So, like I said, we created this platform. It has allowed me to reclaim my time and put more spaces of joy, be able to go have a girls trip and do yoga on a yacht, go to DR with my husband, go to Costa Rica and go into the hot springs, spend time with my family, take them on game nights, be a part of family functions. That was not always possible because I was always so stressed and overwhelmed working in my business that if I was not there, I wasn't making any money. And it wasn't until I put this process together and I was able to hire a team that my team was like, Athenia, if you don't go on vacation and if you answer the phone, we gonna fight you. Like, I don't want you to respond to a message, nothing, because none of it is for you to deal with. We will handle it. And they do. They do. They believe in the business just as much as I do and making sure that it is successful in ways beyond what I can even think. And I am ever grateful to my team. I love them like part of my family. So next slide, please. So leveraging technology, what exactly does that mean? There are so many things that are going on right now that are out. And I always say, if we don't jump on the bandwagon, we will be left behind. There's so many people who when computers came out and social media came out, there's like, I'm not doing that. I'm not trying to be a part of it. And it's like, guess what? Social media is in everything that we touch. An email is a part of social media. A text message is a part of social media. So even when Zoom is a part of social media. So even when you think you are not engaging in social media, just because it's not Instagram or Facebook doesn't mean that you're not. So I just like to always clear up that misconception. There is now AI. That is out, which is a lot of people use different types of platforms like ChatGPT, but there are so many other spaces that are out there that will help you to build your business and make it a lot more efficient. There's also, like I shared, virtual assistants. These are people who are all over the world who will work with you to support your company and to help you to schedule, to do data entry, customer support. They will help you with any and everything for your day-to-day operations. So what does that mean for you? You would need to first start off with an SOP, which is standard operations procedures, which will help you define your needs and what it is that you need done. Then we will work with you to then create what it is that you want to have as your end result. We'll help put things in place to help you execute, and then we'll also give you the tools to help you monitor. And all of this will help you to optimize and be more efficient with your business. Next slide, please. So what does this all mean? We have been working with a number of customers. And one of the things that I promised myself that I would not do is I would not overwhelm myself in another capacity. Because once you have this space where you have been more efficient, the other part of that is like, oh my gosh, I can take on more business. And that's not always the best either. For me, it's about working with a limited amount of individuals and giving them the best quality that they deserve. So helping them to onboard them into a system, helping them to make sure that they're comfortable with it and that they know how to use it properly. And for those who are interested, we even have done for you services where we will manage it for you and you're just sending us the information. So act now. What makes sense? What's going to make the best sense for you? We've already talked about how working with our platform will help you to save money in different ways. Money that you're probably already spending in different capacities will help you to consolidate them all into one space so that you can cancel some of those subscriptions and lessen your overall overhead so that you have more money coming into your pocket. Next slide. I am offering a free consultation. So if you can go to this QR code, you could also drop the link in the chat for people to be able to sign up. I am not going to be working with everybody. Again, like I said, I am only going to work with a select few amount of people because at the end of the day, I want to value my time. And like I shared at the very beginning, my kids just got started in school, so they are in everything under the sun. Last night, I was at a PTA meeting. My son was at Bible study. They were doing a back to school event. My daughter today is going to be in cheerleading. My son in football practice. Like, I'm a busy mom. So I want to value my children's time as well as I am present as they grow up. And the only way that I'm able to do that is by making sure that the people who sign up are people who actually want to work to see their business and to have a more scalable business for themselves. So next slide, and I'll talk about what that journey kind of looks like. You will sign up, you will schedule a consultation or a demo. If you go to the next slide, please. There we go. And then we will do an onboarding session with you, which we will basically identify what all of your what your ills are. Like I said, the first thing I always say is start writing down all of the things that you do every day. Like what's your schedule from morning to afternoon, or morning to evening, or morning to night, or morning to morning, depending on what your schedule is. And then we will go in and we will figure out how we can pull out different aspects of that and start to automate them for you. So we'll reach out. We will have a support team that will basically help to onboard you into our platform, that you will have 100% access and control of yourself. And you will have access to a support system that whenever you have questions, we'll be able to answer them for you. So next slide, please. So I want to leave you with this. Balance is not something you find, it's something you create. So you have to be the one that is putting balance into your schedule every day. If you don't have things in place for automation and for you to be able to delegate. I remember the first time I was like, yeah, I'm gonna hire a virtual assistant. And I went on to one of those sites. Oh my gosh, I can't think of it now. I can't think of the name of the site, but it's a one where that everybody was going to like get like shift work kind of done, like little one-off task. The person I was working with, I ended up hiring her and she quit. She was like, you don't know what you're doing. I was like, what do you mean? I don't know what I'm doing. So it's like, you're telling me to send out an email, but you didn't send me the email that I need to send out. So how am I supposed to find that? And I was like, oh yeah. But if I got to send you the email to send out the email, then I might as well do it myself. Not thinking real clear on that. If I showed her how to do it one time, then the next time that I asked her to send out the email, she would have had the information and she could send out the email. She could follow up on her own and she wouldn't need me after the first time. But if I'm doing it myself and I'm thinking to myself, oh, well, if I did it now, then I could just do it later myself, then yeah, you will get to a place where you feel like you don't need a virtual assistant or you don't need help. But that is untrue. And again, like I said, when you put things into automation, you are able to delegate, you're able to focus on working on your business. Do you know that at least 60% of your time should be working on your business and not in your business? And it is the opposite. We're working 60 to 80% of the time in our business and not on our business. So this, like I said, this platform will help you to reduce time, to lower your costs, and to be able to have more time for yourself, to enjoy yourself. I share here all of my connections. Feel free to go to our website, www.arbusinessexpansion.com, to learn a little bit more. Talks a lot about what I've shared with you today. You can take a look at our emojievents.com page, which is our balloon and our event planning company. You could take a look at our Juneteenth NY page, which you can see the multi different areas of our business. All of these are utilized on our platform. We do websites as well. The website also becomes a part of that. So everything is automated through our platform into the system. And on the back end, you get to see everything all in one place. I look at it one time a day. I'm not looking at it all day, all the time, all day. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter. Although I'm not that active on Twitter, but I'm going to be. I like to challenge myself and do 30 and 40-day challenges. But we definitely encourage you to follow us and stay up to date on all the things that we have going on. And again, if you are interested, I really do hope that you will sign up to get some time with us on our books, because we really want to help all of our businesses to be successful and to have a better space. And I think that's all for me. So any questions? If not, I definitely want to tell you about the opportunities to be a part of Juneteenth and what that looks like. We are about to close out our applications to be board members. We have a couple of different opportunities to join our board. We have, like I said, an amazing team of entrepreneurs, of business owners, of nonprofit businesses who support and take ownership. Like, it is amazing to see everyone's ownership in seeing this be fruitful. But it is not just about me. It is about our community and how we help to make our community better as a group, because not one of us can do it alone. We all partner with each other on our own endeavors to help each other to thrive. So there are opportunities with our volunteer support team to be a volunteer, and that's to help to get more volunteers in, to help to organize them when they come on board. Also co-leads for community partners, which is building things out in the world. You have event production support, which is helping, and we have multiple spaces for event production. We have the parade that we did this year, so helping to get people to join our parade, vendors, sponsorships, fashion shows, safety and hygiene, security. Like, those are all spaces where we are looking for new team members to come in and to help support that area. So by joining the board, you'll make a difference, learn with a passionate team, and you will be part of exciting events and initiatives. And it's not just the event that we do in June that we do, but there are multiple events that we do throughout the year. And we have this weekend, what we have going on is our back to school event. We have the good Dauda says, see you on Saturday. We are excited to have you join us on Saturday. We are doing a back to school event. Again, one of those things where we are hoping to, we were giving back. And this back to school event is not like any other, because everybody is doing back to school events this weekend. But our back to school event will have some youth entrepreneurs at it. We are partnering with the Major Owen Center. And so you will learn about some of the programs that are inside of that building that are available to you, from swimming and basketball and soccer and all of those great things. And I always say, as Black people in our community, we need to do a lot more to step out of our comfort zone. Like, everything is not always about basketball. We have to work more to be smarter in what we're doing. And please, 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 please learn how to swim. Like, we definitely need to change that misnomer about African Americans, that we are not swimmers. But I said that all to say, we'll be giving out school supplies. We will be having some food available. We have some amazing sponsors that'll be there. That will have, we have Fun Bash is one of our sponsors. He will be doing the large, big games. We will have DJs and music. We will have bouncy castles, cotton candy, popcorn. We are doing all of that great stuff. There'll be valuable resources. We'll be giving out some hygiene supplies. We also will have someone there doing dental checks for our kids and our families. It's not just about our children, but also about our adults. We will also have some free giveaways. We'll be giving out some tickets and some raffles. There's just a lot going on this weekend. So we definitely hope that you check it out. Even if it's just to come by and spend an hour with us, we would greatly appreciate it. Let us see your face. Let's take some pictures. Tag us on Instagram at Juneteenth NY. We definitely look forward to that. On September 19th, like I was sharing with you before, we have our Gold Wellness event partner that we are working with to do our Alzheimer's event. It is going to be really dope. It's going to be in Midtown Manhattan. We'll have some exercise sessions. We'll have some vendors. So if you're interested in being a vendor, please sign up for that opportunity. We're looking for sponsors for that event as well. So anything in the health department, this is what we're looking for. Alzheimer's has hit all-time high, and it affects so many people. It almost, I think, is like 1 in 4 people it affects. And I know that I have a lineage in my family, and I know most of us do. And when we start to see that, we want to make sure that we're being proactive, not reactive. So come out so that you can learn more about that. The Alzheimer's Society will also be a part and be sharing information with us on how to continue to keep your brain going, especially as a lot of people have stepped away from the 9-to-5 job opportunities and doing more stuff like Ubers and Lyfts and stuff like that, where your mind may not be as active as it was before. So just continue to come out and support that. We'll also be doing another event in October, because October is breast cancer awareness and just cancer awareness, period. A number of my family members have been affected, and I continue to pray. I get my mammograms often. I actually got to go set up my mammogram after this meeting. But I definitely want you to take care of your health, y'all. Like, we really have to be intentional about that. The good Daryl, that was Daryl. Hey, Daryl. And then we also had, you the plug. Okay. Great organization. Thanks, love. I appreciate all of y'all for joining. More than 3/5, one of our partners as well for the back to school event, and just one of our partners overall as one of our advisory board members. We are based in all over. So we take mostly based in Brooklyn. Most of our focus is in Brooklyn. So a lot of the events that we do are in the Brooklyn area. However, we do a lot of stuff throughout the New York City area. So in Queens, we even tapping into some places in Long Island, New Jersey. We do a lot in Harlem. As you saw, this event will be in Midtown. And we got some new board members who I interviewed last night who are in the Bronx, who have some really dope programs that we look to be connecting with really soon. So you'll see some stuff coming from us in that space as well. I think that's all. Am I missing anything, y'all? If not, I want to say thank you for your time joining with us. Thank you for continuing to be a part of the Juneteenth team. You just being present makes you a part of the family. So we thank you, we welcome you, and we look forward to you coming back and spending time with us next week, Thursday, as we welcome our next guest. And follow us on YouTube, continue to stay engaged, continue to open our emails, because that helps us in multiple ways. We are a nonprofit, a 501c3. So any donations that you offer to us also are tax deductible. So yeah, go to our website, support us, come volunteer, be a part in some way. So thank you, and have a happy Thursday. Bye.
What's going on, Juneteenth family?
I have to take the lead, because if I don't now, when will I do it?
These are all dance groups, mixes from since 90.
And risks are important. Risk creates results.
Make sure that you surround yourself with not only the word, but with positivity.
Foremost, for having me on for lunch and learn.
We start off by wearing all of the hats. Pun intended right there on the hats.
But we start special needs children and disabilities.
I have over 30 years plus experience as a quality professional.
We basically reconstructing what we took part in deconstruct. All the street maintenance. That's how we came up with street maintenance.
I almost had to deal with MCA records at the age of 19.
Wait
I also partner with other daycare. We're not in a competition yet. We're not in a competition.